we don't have boredom. Boredom doesn't really exist anymore. As soon as I feel bored, or as soon as I kind of notice nothing's really going on, it's almost a habitual reflex for me to pick up my phone. As soon as like there's kind of a silence, even in a conversation between friends, both of us will pick up our phone at the same time. And oftentimes when through reading and even speaking to you, it's quite commonly stated that a lot of these really important deep reflections and personal developments are kind of born through boredom, because that gives you the time to, you know, self-reflect, self-analyze, amongst other things. So what do you think are those experiences that Gen Z has lost through smartphones and social media that you guys probably had a lot more than we did?
Yes, you're right that when we were young, because there was only one television and sports would happen in the evening when the sun would go down. So most of the time during the day, when it's heat or even cold, time would be spent either you're studying or when you're not studying, if there's nobody around, so you can be just sitting and doing nothing. And there were many times that even I remember I won't be doing anything and parents would go to sleep during the day, siesta they'll do. And we'll just spend time watching things here and there. You know, the important thing is that everybody, because we're going through the same situation, so one cousin would be having the same problem, so he might come to me, or sometime I'll go to other cousin or any other relative or a friend. So time will still get filled in sometimes, but sometimes it'll be quite boring. At the same time, you know, for example, after any interaction, so you went for playing and you came back, or you're just otherwise walking on your own, or you're traveling in a bus, or you are just sitting at home doing nothing, that nothing time was a good time to reflect on all the interactions you had before that, or whether you went to school, or whether you learned anything new, or you read a book, or you had interaction with friends. All those activities had a reflection time. So when you are just on your own, and whether it's a boring time or whatever, but that time will get spent on understanding what is going on in your life and how the previous interaction just happened, how that went, or people would think about it. Because the difference is that now people have a lot of information and a lot of entertainment, but they don't have time to reflect on how that is impacting on their life. I think that particular way of life, where you have an interaction and you have pause time, which is totally you free, that creates a deeper sense of understanding that how things you have seen or interacted with are affecting you as a person. Whereas today's youngsters, I feel that their interactions or their entertainment, anything, they don't have time to reflect on it. They don't have time to understand how it is impacting them, or how their life is related to the events they are observing or they are experiencing. So that is the bigger gap, which doesn't allow them to create that depth of a personality and how to resolve problem, or that critical thinking or understanding of life as a whole, I feel kind of gets hindered in this quick-paced life, where you have entertainment all the time, you have time gets passed in one thing or the other, but understanding how that experience is affecting them is getting lost.